bad, it's because I'm on camera and not because I'm bad.
I actually have this book. There's more stuff.
Are you on the beach wandering? Where did all the time go? Hello everyone and welcome back to Grace's Bookmark. Here on this channel I make all types of writing and bookish content. Today's video is a writing one. Specifically it's a writing update, a life update. It's about the books that I'm reading. It's a little bit of everything. It's everything but the bagel. I have really missed talking to the camera. I can't believe like September is like tomorrow. I'm filming this on August 30th, which means like September is like 2 days away, and that feels so late in the year when I feel like it's just gotten started, but here we are. It's September. It's been a bit of a rude awakening for me, but overall it was a very productive month and I'm going to get into it. So first we're going to talk about some side quests and then some really top tier books that I read, and then my writing projects this month. So let's get into it. First things first, and it has to be said, the most major side quest I embarked on in August was starting grad school. It's just, there are things that I forgot about college that are stressful. I'm like, oh my god. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm taking 5 classes. Don't come at me. I know it's a lot, but one of them's a German class, so I'm having fun, question mark. I'm learning how to 3D print in one of my classes. That's another thing I learned how to do. I will put in some B-roll of the things I printed. I don't have them yet. I printed them last night and I'm gonna get them later today, but I just think they're so cute, and yeah, it's really exciting and cool. I'm gonna be learning how to use other makerspace objects like a wood burner, a soldering machine, a sewing machine. So it's gonna be lots of different things to be learned, and I'm excited about it. A more obvious one is that I reorganized my office. I dragged in my bookshelf from the, I guess what you would call the living room. I have a video of that whole process of me dragging it in here and decorating it, and I think it turned out really nice. All my cards are on top, and perhaps you can't see them very well, but they have been such good use on my live streams this month. Wow, I am so great at segueing these topics. So for the month of August, I hosted 3 live streams, which was more than I thought I was going to, considering the increased workload that I put on myself. But yeah, they were fun. On the other hand, I did make less content of me writing and like vlogging and that kind of stuff. And I'm not sure how to feel about that. Do I feel guilty? No, but also if there's no content, then like, am I really a writing channel? I don't know, like sometimes I watched a video today and it was about the like pressure to perform on AuthorTube and like prove that you're doing the thing, when my philosophy is I'm doing the thing, trust me. And the more time I spend on making content, the less time I have to actually write the thing, and I was on a tight deadline, so there was less writing content for you to ingest, but that's what the point of these update videos are. And I did write a lot this month, but before we get into that, I have one last side quest to mention, and that is guitar. So I bought myself a capo and I bought a whole bunch of guitar picks, and the amount of improvement I've seen on guitar is just like, it's almost exponential, but like I don't want to hype myself up that much. Like I'm still nowhere near like a great guitar player, but I can play through one entire song of the same 4 chords over and over again. Yes, it is a Taylor Swift song, and yes, it is August. So I'm gonna try to do a little demo right now of like just like 4 bars. If it's bad, it's because I'm on camera and not because I'm bad. A noticeable difference is that I can actually strum now, like a strumming pattern, especially with a pick. That makes that a lot easier. My fingers are quicker at transitioning between chords, but you know, sometimes there is that thinking involved and that makes it hard. But anyway, I'm gonna try to do 4 bars. like such an impossible task to sing and play at the same time because so much of my concentration is going on into this movement. My next goal is to be able to sing it, but anyway, I do know the chords now, so that is something. And strumming is actually a tangible improvement from last month, so yay. Okay, side quest aside, let's talk about the books I really enjoyed this month. For August, there are 2 of them. The first one is called Trust Exercise. I read it in audiobook form, and this book has been on my TBR for so long that I had no idea how it got on my TBR. I feel like I was watching a Paperback Dreams video. I think that's how. But this book has layers, and I really mean that. On the surface, this book is about a group of teenagers in a performing arts high school, and specifically it centers around 2 kids, David and Sarah, and they have a relationship and they kind of don't have a relationship, and it's gossipy, it's catty, the writing is very hormonal but also literary. Like, it's very, I keep saying very, but it's realistic. And this book is so unique because it's actually 3 stories, and that's all I want to say about it, because I think you should dive into this book with the same amount of confusion as I had. It wasn't a story I came out of thinking it was excellent, but it was so unique that I thought I should mention to you and put that on your radar, that Trust Exercise is a really good book. The audiobook is very good. It's a very weird story. I think it would appeal to a lot of writers specifically for the topics that it covers, but I can't say much more or else I'm gonna spoil it. So let's just talk about the second book, Thank You for Listening by Julia Whelan. I'm just checking if that is actually her name. Yes, it is Julia Whelan. Whelan? But anyway, good luck reading this book because it is currently on a 6-month waitlist on my library. I was one of the ones who recommended the book to my library, and when they purchased it, I was second on the waitlist. So that's why I've gotten to read it so early. It just came out. It's only available in audiobook form, I'm pretty sure, and that's because of the nature of the story, which is about an audiobook narrator. She used to be an actress, and she had a stint with narrating romance books until she had an accident that disfigured her. Like, it took out her entire eye, and like she wears an eye patch. And the beginning of the book starts with her flying into Las Vegas for a book convention about, I think it's about romance audiobook narration, which is kind of like out of her wheelhouse, which already creates some tension. And that evening, that night, she spends it with this guy called Nick, and he has an Irish accent, and it's a really good one. Julia Whelan has like narrated in real life hundreds of audiobooks, I'm pretty sure, and they're all really well done, and she brings that same energy to her own book. Like, this is her book, she wrote it, it's not just narrated by her, it's her first actual book while also being a audiobook narrator. I feel like I'm using this hand a lot. Anyway, Sawani, because of her accident and her disillusionment with happy endings, was sworn off narrating romance, and she currently narrates like other stuff, like great American novel kind of books, but she's drawn back into the romance narration realm by partnering with this guy called Brock McKnight, who is a legendary fictional romance narrator, really popular, if you know what I mean. But anyway, through this project of narrating a romance again, Sawani has a lot to learn about love and self-acceptance and what a happy ending really means. I knew halfway through listening to this book that I was going to give it 5 stars, and I did. It's what I'm telling you is like 10% of the story. There are so many layers to it and complex characters. Like, she has a friend, Adaku. She has a distant father she has to deal with. She has a grandmother who has dementia or Alzheimer's and is really just dealing with so many real problems, and I find that really, it was hard to go through, but it was really emotionally moving. I did tear up in public while listening to this book, which says something. And yeah, I think You should really read it. The best chance you're gonna have to read this book is by buying it. You should read this book if you can. Highly recommend. Let's move on to the stuff I wrote for August. So for this month, I was working on the 4th draft of Seaside that I began in July, I think. Let me just look it up because I literally have it on my computer. Okay, so it seems like at my last wrap-up video, I was working on chapter 19 and I had 27,000 words, which I think is like fully Act 1, which is great. And I'm pleased to inform you now that I only have 8 chapters left in the book. I think I'm at 69,666 words. I can double check that, but I only have 8 chapters until the end. And there's going to be, I think it's 50 chapters even, which means my final draft is going to be around 80,000 words, which is a very nice number. I like that. I can confirm that is the actual word count, 69,666. Even though I didn't finish it on August 31st like I wanted to, I still am like really proud of the progress that I managed to do in August. I will definitely finish this 4th draft by like the 2nd week of September. I can easily see myself finishing, and I know that had I paid more attention to YouTube in general, I would not be this far, so I appreciate your patience. That is all I wrote in Seaside, and I will link the Seaside playlist if you want to know more about this project. But basically, it's a YA romance about 2 boys, Luca and Julian, learning how to be better people and learn that they are not what happened to them, like they're not their past relationships, and learning, you know, it's a journey of self-growth, discovery, and eventually it's found family in the end. It's really, I find it heartwarming. It's both tragic and romantic. It's funny and dark. I feel like I will do another pass of it after I finish the 4th draft in September, and then I'll give it some time, probably write a 5th draft on my own, and I'll probably send it out again, maybe? I'm not sure. But I feel like it does need like a final, I could definitely like at least one more round of edits, but not a substantial one, I hope. Fingers crossed. I also wrote 4 articles for JUVEN Press, an organization for young writers. It's under the Young Writers Initiative, run by young writers, for young writers, and it's full of a bunch of helpful advice and also things like book recommendations, book reviews, writing advice. And the 4 articles I wrote this month are 7 ways to be a better writer without buying a craft book. This might have stemmed from the fact that I have not read a single craft book. If you have a good recommendation for a craft book, feel free to leave it in the comments below, but I'm not anti-craft book, I'm just, you don't have to read them to become a better writer. There are lots of other resources out there and ways to improve writing without listening to an expert opinion. Second article was, should your beginning be an ending? ? And this is about the mindset that the beginning of your book should be like an ending of another story, and it's kind of related to the discussion of what is an ending. Are there multiple endings in a book? Does the beginning have to be an ending? Like, what counts as an ending? Stuff like that. Just a bunch of thoughts about endings. The third article was the 6 beats in every character arc, and that's pretty self-explanatory. And the last one that's not out yet as I'm filming this video, but will be out soon, and I will update the link as soon as it is available. It is how to start an AuthorTube channel. So if you've been watching me or other AuthorTubers and you feel like maybe you want to start your own channel, you can read that article. I tried to make it informational and also like realistic and short. It talks about like basic things you might need, things to consider like your video, your audio, your content, your theming, extra little tips I've learned. I've been doing this for a year and a half. I've definitely learned some things that I wish I had known in the beginning. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about thumbnails. Okay, well, maybe I will have a second AuthorTube article coming out later, but we will see. I'm also trying to write an article about how to use social media as an author, but I can't do that until I actually start using it more, so stay tuned. That is my August monthly wrap-up, monthly update. That is what is going on in my life right now. In September, I'm gonna keep working on Seaside. We'll finish the 4th draft, definitely. I'm gonna be writing some more JUVEN articles. That month is about retellings. Gonna be doing more guitar. Grad school is probably gonna pick up live streaming. Probably gonna also do that. Keep an eye out in your subscription box, and of course subscribe if you want to get those live streams on your radar. It's a really good time, and I also get to show you some of my card collection during those. And if you don't know what that's about, you just gotta be there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know how your August went and what vibes you're bringing into September. Tell me about some good books you read, or the things you wrote, or what new fun side quests did you venture on. I wish you the best of luck in September, sending all the good vibes your way. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. I can't reach you, so fade to black. I have had a month. So much writing has happened.